Welcome back to Shake Sip Spill. Just want to let you guys know I am hosting a cocktail class May 8th, so get your tickets now. Early bird tickets are going fast. The young wordsmith with a jazzy flow and a razor-sharp wit occupies his time fulfilling his mission to bring hip-hop home and to reinstill the love for the art of the craft. Birthed in the South Side Jamaica, Queens, changed by the streets of Brooklyn, Donnie is the son of the city that never sleeps. A multifaceted artist, Donnie uses photography, videography, words, and food as mediums to embrace his affection for the beauty of the world. As a budding chef and entrepreneur, he focuses on the importance of satisfying the audience and has created depth of flavor. So today's guest's favorite drink is an espresso martini. And actually, I know that there's a few people who've been waiting for this cocktail to come out, so here is your episode. The only issue is, while I stand by this recipe, there are better ways to make it. I'll put in right here what you should actually use to make a really good espresso martini. But what you have at home, you can make work. Gonna go in with 2 ounces per cocktail of our cold brew. And normally I use like the Starbucks one, or I don't use it. He makes them and he uses Starbucks, but this one we tried and it was really good. You want to really be using a coffee liqueur to replace fresh espresso, which before anybody comes down my throat, yes, fresh espresso would be amazing and should be in a classic espresso martini. But we're talking about what you can get your hands on very easily to still try to create this cocktail. That's why coffee liqueur is a great alternative. And while cold brew isn't the best, it is still an alternative. Don't fight me. I said what I said. All right. We're going to go in with about an ounce of simple syrup for each one. So that's going to be 2 ounces altogether. And I've tried many different variations, many different permutations of an espresso martini: spicy, pistachio, caramel, lavender, rose, all of those. But when it comes down to it, a classic espresso martini has never been beaten. These 3 things are all you need. 2 ounces of vodka's next, so 4 altogether. And I really do want you guys to be practicing your count. So as you're using the jigger, you should be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold your bottle straight up. Don't hold it this way, it'll mess up your count. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You hear my count? That's how you want to do it. Ice. Ice is very, very important to an espresso martini. You really need it to foam up. Do I have confidence that my espresso martini is going to foam today? No. But I'm going to do the best I can. Let's give her a good shake. Glassware for today is a martini glass. You can use a coupe glass too if you want, but moment of truth. Let's pour. Garnish with 3 coffee beans. And this is an easy to make espresso martini. Welcome back to Shake Sip Spill. I'm your host, the Spirit Curator, and we're here with Donnie. Soon comes season 2 soundtrack. I say that every time. Well, welcome to the Pink Mic Club. Are you excited?
A little bit, yeah, I think so. I think
Everybody looks so cute with their little pink mics. All the boys look so adorable. Okay. Espresso martini time. As we're sipping this, because I don't even think I have that as one of the questions. Can you tell us why this became your favorite drink? Because it definitely isn't, because you're a gin lover. I know that for a fact.
It's pretty good.
It's not bad.
I mean, I love coffee. It's coffee and alcohol. I mean, I don't know how women try to take that for themselves, a dark coffee beverage with just alcohol in it. But you know, it's coffee and alcohol. How can you go wrong?
Well, technically, I'm gonna tell you how we took it over. Just coffee and alcohol, sir, is a Black Russian, basically.
Okay. I'm listening.
What makes that different from an espresso martini, aside from the espresso, because as I said, you can just use coffee liqueur, is a simple syrup, and the simple syrup will make it sweet.
Okay.
And that's us girls. Like you said, you try to take this just coffee and alcohol drink and turn it into a girl thing. If it was just coffee and alcohol, fine,
So
sure.
because I added some sugar to my coffee, now it's a girl drink.
And look at the glassware. Only James Bond could get away with sipping.
I was just about to say.
But he was drinking a gin and vodka martini. He wasn't sipping. There's nothing sweet inside of a Vesper martini.
Fellas, don't let them talk you out of drinking espresso martinis. All right, this is ours too. It's coffee and alcohol. Don't let them tell you no different. Don't let them try to sass you up with the sugar shit.
I promise I'll make a better espresso martini than that, but you use what you got. So it tastes okay.
The taste is there. You know, it doesn't have the foam. You know, we need the foam. We need the foam, but it's a good espresso martini.
I'll make another one. It doesn't matter. Anyway, let's get into the interview.
Yes, ma'am.
For those in the audience who may have just been introduced to you, can you talk to me about the moniker Donnie? How? Why? What does it mean? Why can't I call you by your real name?
In all honesty, I've just never been the biggest fan of my first name. I thought it was just a very boring name. I've always had some kind of moniker or nicknames. People have always called me something else. Even my mom will say B, and very rarely does anyone in my life actually just call me Brian. It's just not a thing.
Oh, you said it. So why can't I say it?
I don't personally enjoy hearing it. If I'm being really honest, I don't even personally enjoy hearing it. It's cool that it's my name. You know, it's my name. So I mean, if I hear it, it's cool. But I mean,
I'm one of those people who, if I meet you and the name you tell me when I meet you, the name is the name I'm calling you. Don't try to switch up 4 years later, like, oh, call me this now. I don't know that person. I don't know that person. I have not called Donnie in the 15 or how many years that I've known him.
I promise you, I didn't walk up to you and say my name is Brian, though.
Probably not.
I don't think that happened.
But it wasn't Donnie.
Nah. I mean, you probably just heard my name from somewhere and it was like, that's his name. And that's what you called me.
You think he was so cool that people were just saying your name in high school hallways? You think he's so cool now he's walking around?
I wasn't even saying it like that.
His name was...
I wasn't even saying it like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, wait. Okay. Before we sidetrack, this is exactly what I did with my mama. I ain't get no questions out.
Let's stay focused.
How did we get Donnie?
Oh, so Donnie was, I had been referring to myself as Donatello. Everybody knows Donatello, Ninja Turtles. The name actually comes from a Renaissance artist who's a sculptor. And so there was a significance, one from the Ninja Turtles, you know, little nerdy shit. Obviously, as a kid, I always kind of had an affinity for Donatello. He was a smart one. He was technical. You know what I'm saying? I always thought of myself as being intelligent, technical, And then there was the deeper thing of it being about a Renaissance artist who was a sculptor. And I always felt like when it came to writing, the words were already there. I'm just kind of like knocking away the bullshit to get to the art that's already there. And
chipping away at the extra to get to the meat of things.
To get to the real art that lies beneath it. And so that was kind of my thing. And then it really became the artist name when I was working with Serge, and we was kind of starting to try a new, we wanted to do a group together. We was going to do a duo. And it was like, what's going to be a duo name that's separate from your artist name? It was like, it's going to be my name for just this group. Okay. But it kind of took over the whole artist thing, and that just became who I was.
Yeah, there's so many. There's Donnie PreOccupied, Donnie Be Busy. Is there one more, right?
Donatello the Drive. It's a lot.
There's so many of them. Like, it took over. It went from just that to like, there's just so many different permeations of this. Like,
when you're an artist, you just like playing with shit. So it's like, I'm going to see how many places I could take it and how many ways I can kind of represent myself within this thing. But yeah, that's all another bag.
So then, speaking of, obviously, he's an artist and a creative on multiple different levels. But when did music become like more than just music? And not just like, oh, when I realized I love music, kind of like when you realized that there was meaning behind the words. It wasn't just listening or hearing the music, you were feeling the music and understanding the music. There is a pivotal time, especially for, I believe, most musical creatives, where it stopped being just something and then became something. If that makes sense?
Yeah, yeah. I think there's a point in time where I think some people listen to music and they just kind of hear the beat, they just kind of vibe to it. And I think in my youth, I was like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't so much about the words because a lot of these, the words I don't even know. You don't even know really have a deep understanding of what you're talking about. But words were always very important to me. I was always somebody who was into reading. Very early on, I got into writing, just like as an art form. Like in school, you know, teachers would always have you do creative writing assignments, stuff like that. I kind of always excelled in those things to where it was like I always got praised for it to where I thought, okay, this might be my bag. Like this might be my thing. Like, yeah, what I'm good at. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of always just focused on that. And then hearing and understanding rap around second, third grade when it's like I kind of have, no, I won't say lived enough, but just seen enough and know, understand enough about the world to get what these niggas that are grown ass men are talking about to where these words mean a lot to me now. Like this, there's depth in these bars. When I hear a Jay-Z bar, when I hear a 50 Cent bar, like I get it now. Like I know that these people are telling amazing stories with these words. And so there was just that marriage around that point of how can I take this thing of writing that I always kind of been good at and marry it with this love of music. That the love of music was always there, but now that I know what these guys are doing with words, how can I contribute to that?
Do you remember when you wrote your first verse or bar?
Kinda, yeah. Me and my sister used to always we had this thing where we would like freestyle on a tape recorder. So we did that a lot.
Tape recorder goes crazy. Yeah. Like, yo.
Showing my age real quick, honestly. Yeah.
That was crazy. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
But that was that was our thing. Like we used to just do these little freestyles and like it was her. It was initially her, like trying to be better than her at that. That became like kind of the competition.
Mm-hmm, okay.
And then I expand out to maybe with my friends at the lunch table, like who become the best freestyle and then kind of just getting better and better, freestyling. And then I remember sixth grade, I think was the first time I wrote a rap, and it was like a remix to Tipsy by Jaywan and Jaquan. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. There was that. Like I wrote.
Oh, because this is the Chicken Head era. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. So I'm so.
You don't gotta say that. You don't
gotta say that. I'm gonna put the video down at the bottom, and only the old heads gonna see it. It's gonna be that shit that was like on MTV or was 106 & Park still going at that point?
Yeah. It had a run. Yeah, 106 had, I think 106 goes until like 2010.
I was saying more just like,
Nah, that's early 2000s. Yeah.
Wow. Jaquan. Yeah. Did he have another song? Or was he
I think he had like one other big hit. Do I remember it? No.
Why was they wearing? Not me. But why was y'all wearing clothes that was 3 sizes too big? I was just thinking about that the other day, late 2000 fashion. I was looking at Crank That by Soulja Boy, and I was like, wow. What was that? What was that?
I can't tell you.
Fashion is crazy.
Why niggas this big was wearing 3XTs? I don't know, but that was what was fly then. The mid 2000s was a really shitty fashion era. If we go back and really look at what niggas was wearing in the mid, it was even the celebrities. Nobody had a style. Nobody had style. Nobody could
early
dress.
Early 2000s was crazy.
Nobody could dress. No one dressed well.
Neo and Usher with the business casual with the Nikes on.
We started
the fedora with the vest and the tie, but with jeans.
We started trying to get business classy, but we was trying to still do our little street shit. It was a maddening time.
Shorties was wearing peplum skirts in the little underage clubs or parties that niggas was going to. Yeah, that was a bad time.
That
was a bad time.
And we thought we were fly as fuck.
But I mean, like, the people in the 80s thought they was fly as fuck too.
I mean,
and respectfully,
I think they might have been just a tad bit more fashionable than what we were doing.
I think you're crazy.
We thought big t-shirts was fly. That's a problem. We thought t-shirts with skulls on them were fly.
You would wear what you would wear in the 80s before you would wear early 2000s?
Give me an example. Well, I mean, it depends what we're talking about, because I'm not doing no Prince ass out, androgynous
that's
shit.
What they was wearing,
There was some in their back like that, but then you also had to date a rest who was just maybe like a really nice suit. You know what I'm saying? It was just a lot like with the super frilly.
I think that's more 70s.
That is a little bit more 70s. You're right. That's more 70s.
I know, because
what is 80s fashion? I don't think I'm looking at the picture of Mike right there, and that's not bad.
We gonna put it down there. I'm a 2000s over 80s fashion. Again, off topic. You mentioned Jay-Z and 50 Cent.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny that you mentioned them, one from Queens, one from Brooklyn,
mm-hmm.
which you ride the line on these boroughs. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about being from the best borough, Queens, but also from not the best borough, Brooklyn? And I live from Brooklyn, but I'm a Queens girly, so it is what it is.
Queens is home. It always felt like home. But I loved my time in Brooklyn. It taught me a lot. It toughened you up. Like, Brooklyn is definitely a zoo. It's a different world. Like, it was, I would say, some of our hardest times probably happened in Brooklyn, but some of the best times. And I'll take every lesson I learned from Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn. I have love for Brooklyn. I now, when I go there, fly home. When I was living there as a kid, I remember always, because I spent so much time still in Queens. I always went to school in Queens. Queens still felt like home. But now when I go there, it just feels nostalgic and homey. And I love Brooklyn. My love for Brooklyn is still there. It is weird to balance these two places. But I think it adds a little bit of character to me. I mean, I don't know a lot of people who can say that they've really lived half their life in both places and really have a home in both places and can really understand how different, but also how similar these two places are.
Yeah. Okay. I've only been living in Brooklyn for like maybe 5 or 6 years. So no, I don't know that feeling. And Brooklyn is not like home. Queens is home. Although respectfully, that actually might be changing. Because often when I go in Queens, I feel a little overwhelmed by the roadsides and the buses, how to get places. These last 5 years, I think maybe actually, I gotta rephrase that. Like it is weird to be in Queens. I don't know it anymore. It's weird. And I lived my whole life in Queens, but I don't know Queens anymore. And again, I'm a Queens girl. I love Queens, love Queens, but Queens is annoying. I probably would never live in Queens again. Okay. I feel like that was very back and forth and confusing, but also, if you know, you know. If you've left Queens and went to any other borough outside from the Bronx or Staten Island, you know that it's a lot easier to navigate in the world and like have a social life, do anything.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like Queens is just in its own little world in itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. That's what I'm saying. So you said that you had a group with Surge, but you also had a group in high school called the Astronauts. Right? I said it right?
That's pretty accurate.
Right? With Ronnie. And am I allowed to say his name or do I have to say his rap name? Leonard.
I didn't mean to say it twice, but yeah, say it twice. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Leonard 2 times.
I don't want to mess with nobody's name, but. And I remember like one of the first songs I heard from you, or maybe it was a group, I'm not sure, was like Buzz Aldrin. And I had no idea even who that was until you were like, no, yeah, he's an astronaut. And I still don't fucking know who he is. But at least I know that fact. How was that?
No, that was a great experience. That was finding people who at the time there was only a few people in high school who were like good at rapping. Like actually really good and could push you to want to be better. Everybody thought they could rap. Like it was a lot of niggas who just thought they could rap. But like I think Leonard was probably one of the nicest niggas in the school. And for him to like embrace me as an artist and be like, yo, let's do this shit together. Because he was probably one of the few first niggas who was like, yo, me and you, let's do this together. And we had Brothers in Arms. And then bringing Ronnie in when we became Astronauts was like the dopest shit.
Yeah, Brothers in Arms. Yeah.
But like bringing Ronnie on was like, because Ronnie's determination from then to this day, Ronnie's the most determined, one of the most skillful people, one of the most creative people. He was always the sample finder. Like his brain and the way he thinks about music is incredible and it's insane. And I love it. I appreciate it about him. So having him contribute to kind of what all three of us we all bring our own little thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just dope to have other people who just cared about it and loved it as much as I did.
Well, Corey, if you watch this, I didn't like you in high school. Boy, I didn't like you at all. You were so annoying in Mrs. Guy's class. Let Love you now, bro. Family forever.
Terrible.
Oh, I didn't like you.
Terrible.
I don't know. I just felt like you needed to know that. Maybe you didn't, but
could have won his whole life, but it's okay. You had to get that off your heart.
I did have to get that off my chest. I just feel like I really, because that's really my boy now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's so crazy how like changing in life and time, just time, you know, and also like living life. Because like again, I'm not, like, I don't know why you were so fucking annoying. I don't know why he was annoying, but you live life and you go, dang, I'm kind of annoying too, and that allows you to give grace to people who you thought was annoying. And so now it was like, no, yeah, maybe that nigga didn't like me either. So fuck it, we ball. That's really my brother in life. And next time you in New York, we're gonna try to get you on a show. Cause me going to Florida,
you gotta go to Florida though. There's different circumstances.
I don't like Florida. It's hot.
It's very hot.
It's
very
muggy.
humid. It's very humid.
Disgusting.
It's not just that it's hot. It's that it's that disgustingly humid.
It's yeah. So you come out here, and go get you on the show. We are. And I might tell you in person how much I did not like you back then. But we talking at least a decade, right? How old are we? I graduated in 2011.
You didn't have to say that out loud. You could have kept that in your heart.
I don't care. I'm a fine 32.
One of the fondest. One of the fondest.
Talk about high school. From high school performances, from writing in Mr. G's class. Oh, sorry, not even in this class. Sorry, the art closet. To painting poetry, to performing in shows in front of people. Like, how do you feel about the journey? You know, especially where you are now, where you have so many other interests when music was that sole interest for you for such a long time.
It wasn't the sole interest, but it was definitely the biggest one. It was definitely like it had my heart, it held it down. I would have swore up and down it was my future. It was the only thing I wanted for myself. I don't feel like that fully has changed. I just want a lot more for myself now. You know what I'm saying? I still love and desire to have that career. I just know that it takes a lot that I haven't been able to fully invest in because I have so many other interests, because life as a New Yorker and from my 20s and early 30s has been everything else wants to steal my money away. And
life,
you know what I'm saying?
Ain't been no crystal
life for me ain't been no crystal stair. I say that shit all the time. Like,
yeah, always, he does. That's exactly why I said it, because he says that all the time. That is one of them lines.
It's not easy, you know what I'm saying? But I've loved the journey. I appreciate everything that's happened, and I don't regret anything other than just knowing that I know in my heart I could have done more, should have done more, and would be probably better off than where I want to be had I just maybe taken funds or done something to kind of just invest more in the years. But that's it.
I feel like that's just something that a lot of us, I think it's like a canon event in life for most people. You know, it's so unfortunate that you get that hindsight of like financial, emotional, physical awareness. You know, like I'm fine. I'm fat, but I'm fine. But I wasn't fat before, and you take that for granted. Like my mom used to say to me, like, I should be so skinny, or I wish I was I should be so fat, or I wish I was as fat as you were. Watching 5 years, you're gonna wish you were as fat as you were now. And that's the same thing in terms of like with money or whatever the case may be. It's kind of just like in those moments you don't really realize, and then often for most people it's 10 years down the line where you're like, oh damn, not only should I have maybe taken the advice, I should have just been more mindful, more proactive, more whatever. But you don't become those things often for most people until much later in life.
Yeah,
because you learn and have experiences and start to go, okay.
I agree with that fully. I think a lot of people, believe it or not, I don't want to say stumble into success, but some kind of do to some extent, or that you just had people in the position to push you. You know what I'm saying? You think about the Jacksons, where it's like you had like this just pushing you. Not that you should need that necessarily. We all should be able to motivate ourselves and push ourselves, but having that just kind of that extra fuel in your fire, or just somebody else guiding you along the way. A lot of times it's just people don't know the next step and don't know the right thing. Yeah. It's like, how do I get where I want to get? Like a lot of
they don't believe in themselves either. That's often a lot of
I know I've seen Leonard, you know, we've seen a few niggas who like I've watched their faith waver. Like they just didn't believe in themselves all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Luckily that hasn't been necessarily my battle, for me, like now, it was like I had so many things I wanted to do, and I thought that I had to do the music thing first, and all the other stuff was later. And now I'm discovering you should have been doing all the other shit
at the
simultaneously.
same time, and
you could have just been finding different markets and bringing all that shit together. It's like now I'm finally doing that, but it's a little late. But it's never too late. You know what I'm saying? It's never too late.
Message for the episode. It's never too late. It's never too late. It's never too late. Even if you feel like you're changing your mind or starting over or pivoting or adjusting, it doesn't really matter. It's never too late to do something new, try something new, start something new, redo some shit,
reignite the passion that you maybe already had. Like,
it's never ever too late. What that titty boy, 2 Chainz, yeah, 40 something when he finally or something
close
like that, right?
When he maybe got that real, real. You know what I'm saying? Future too. These are people who maybe really found it. Jay-Z first album will come to 27. There's a lot of people who had a little run, and then it's like later on, maybe when the right circumstances, everything lined up, it was able to make that run.
So it ain't never too late. Don't stop. Just do because you want to.
And
then it's gonna come. When you do to reach and to try to get something, often that's when you're like, oh, I'm not getting what I want, blah, 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 blah. Just do it. Just genuinely just fucking do it because you want to, and if it's gonna come, it's gonna come. Because, well, you know.
Great.
You do a little singing.
A little bit.
You know, you want to give me a little Barry White?
Yo, why everybody always want me to do Barry White? My family stay every time.
Cause that's the one I know you can do.
And Aunt Linda see me. They like, yo, I remember that time you got up on the boat and sang that Barry White. I would never expect that. I was like, I love y'all. I love it. Nah, I can't give you that back.
Bro, you really not gonna sing?
Here I am, baby. Practice what you preach.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. That's all I wanted. I want to have to tell me no. I don't know what no means. Talk about some no.
See, now you made me regret giving it. This is what happens.
You didn't give it to me. You gave it to the audience. You were about to deprive the audience of that, not me. You see what I do for you guys? Like, golly, see what I do? I don't want to word this. I was going to say list for me and the audience, all the things you do, but you know what? I guess that's the question. Actually, yes. Because you do so many things, but I want to hear it from like your perspective, how you'd word it, how you introduce yourself to someone that they said, oh, well, what do you do?
The word I've always loved and I maybe aspired to be, and maybe that's why I'm this way, is Renaissance man. Like I remember they considered Leonardo da Vinci, I believe it was, just like he did so many things. He was more than just a playwright. He was he just had his hand in so many things. That's what, and I kind of always wanted to be that. I wanted to be a jack of all trades, a man of many talents. So the music thing was obviously one outlet. Obviously, what's one?
Almost half time. Okay. It's all right. Let's finish it up.
That means it's time to fill these drinks back up.
So we have musician.
Chef. I do videography. I do a little bit of photography. I'm working on getting really good at that. I do a little bit of fashion design. I've been doing work on that with me and Chris got some design work.
Okay. A little sneak that's 5 already. Keep it going.
I've been a handyman.
This is a fact.
I've been a lot of things. I'm a man with many hats.
And you're a baby bartender.
I'm definitely a bartender. There's a few more things on the list.
If you don't know, I'm throwing a cocktail class. May 8th. Ask him.
Honestly, my full-on sensei. Anything that I know, I give all credit to the spirit curator. Has taught me everything that I know. Any knowledge that I possibly have, or influence or inspiration to have knowledge, has come from her full desire and love for this art and craft that is just...
I'm not forcing him to say all these things that he's saying. That wasn't a gun to his head. No. But for real. I got $20 early bird tickets out right now. And
there's a lot to learn.
You'll
have a great time. The first class was amazing. Everybody had a good time. Everybody wants to come back for the next class. It was a really dope experience. You're going to get a little lit. Well, probably
very
a lot of lit.
Actually.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just it's a great way to just spend a day, great way to learn some things, a great teacher to have, somebody who actually really loves and cares about this thing and cares about wanting to share that knowledge. So
shameless plug, and I took over his interview just for a little bit. But break time, because realistically, him and I, we took our time drinking that because we would have been 4 espressos already
easily.
in. We kept it classy for you guys because we were chucking those back. BRB. I just recorded a minute of freaking content and the freaking mics wasn't on.
But they were no when I first looked down, both my lights was on. It wasn't when you said something and it was off. When I first looked down, both the lights was on.
Whatever. I was saying that there's foam on here, even though you really can't tell now that I've freaking sipped it, but whatever. I don't care. I don't have to prove anything to you, I swear. All right. So let's get back into it.
Let's get it.
We talked about his music career. I'm going to try to get in as many questions as possible because he does have to go to class, which I'm going to talk about as well. But I can attest to that you are an amazing baker.
Thank you.
His cheesecakes, I would sell my mother for. Don't care, would do it. Do you have a favorite thing that you like to bake?
I'm a fat boy. I love making cookies. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh God, yo, he loves a chocolate chip cookie. I love a
chocolate chip cookie. Cheesecake will probably be the second thing on that list, just because I love the reaction from the cheesecake, and I've always, we're from New York, we love cheesecakes. God. But cookies are very easy. It's such a simple recipe. I think I have probably the second best cookie recipe that exists. Levain, you got it, Levain. But when I figure out that recipe, I'm gonna take that bitch and I'm gonna adapt it. But yeah. Cookies and cheesecake. Cookies and cheesecake.
Is there anything you want to bake that you haven't yet? Other than bread, because I feel like it's a little bit different part of baking than like pastry baking and like bread baking.
Yeah, I haven't made like a bread. Like I've made banana bread. I've made like like sweet breads. I've never made just a regular bread, but that's coming up in class pretty soon. And I could just do it in the house if I wanted to. I have yeast. I got a bread maker to make it, so I think I could if I wanted to. And I've made zucchini bread before, so that's a sweet bread.
But it has a vegetable in it. But that still is, I guess, a pastry.
It comes out still, sweet. Yeah. It tastes sweet.
Okay, it is still a pastry. You're right.
But
but so then, what do you want to bake?
I think what's that thing Gordon Ramsay makes?
Beef Wellington. But that is baking.
That is baking.
It is baking.
That is a fresh pastry crust
on it. It's like a fancy pick in a blanket.
Honestly.
Yeah. That's exactly what that is, right?
Honestly.
Yeah, I want that, actually.
I want to challenge myself to do that. It seems he seems to, go crazy about it. People seem to go crazy when they taste his. It seems a little bit technical. I want to do that. But I have made my first pastry crust last week and it was amazing. You can attest.
Is that the French, the onion one? Ooh, beach. That was actually mad good. I don't even really like onion. Well, that's a lie. My palate has grown up. I actually do like onion a lot. But that was really good. Very flaky and buttery. Nah, he's about to. Don't say you didn't hear here first. You heard it here first. That's all I'm saying. What is the hardest thing you've ever had to make?
I don't consider anything hard. There's things that are maybe technical or maybe have a lot of steps, but I don't honestly. My man's just asked me about this. Dom just asked me about this. Like, what's the hardest thing I made in class? And it's like, honestly, the cool experience is for me realizing how easy everything is to make. It's like once you kind of have an idea of cooking, things kind of start to seem really easy once you know the steps. So, I think maybe making braised short ribs is like very technical. There's a lot of steps to it, but once you know how to make it, it's very easy.
This is not. I almost touched myself, if you noticed, when he said braised short ribs. Y'all. He had asked. What would be my death row meal? It'd be his. I swear to. Oh, they're so good. They're so good. He influenced me to get a Dutch oven to make fucking braised ribs. Oh, they're so good. Now I want them. Yeah, go buy those. Go do that. Yeah. Tea. T. But that was what you would say the most technical, the hardest
I think it's one of the
because of
most technical,
technicality.
like technical things. Honestly, let me be honest. The hardest thing for me to make is an omelet. I can't make
Bitch,
an omelet.
he cannot
I
worth
really
a
have trouble with an
damn.
omelet. Like that's the hardest thing to make. I've made incredibly complex dishes. Something as simple as a fucking omelet, I cannot get necessarily right. So I think it's just about simple techniques. I think it's like then that's what I'm in class to learn now, just like really mastering the simple techniques. But yeah, that's it.
That foundational
The
stuff.
foundational stuff, like the things that just really take calm and like know-how. Like,
Because like a good like a good omelet, like a good French omelet, or something like that. They're just a good omelet is can be amazing. Like those, that's a breakfast for a lot of places. Like, but he can't make one.
I'm not very good. I
I wonder
haven't
why he
successfully.
was never the biggest fan of omelets, and
It's
I think
also that.
I'm gonna say I think it's because he can't make them. That's why he don't like them.
No,
Not that they're not good. Omelet, no shade, no tea. Omelet is a superior egg type for breakfast. Is all I'm saying. If what would you prefer? Scrambled eggs, sunny side eggs, poached eggs, or what the fuck I just
omelet.
said? An omelet. I said
Poached,
what the fuck I just
a
said.
poached egg. Honestly, eggs Benedict will always win.
I do love a good poached egg, but an omelet is the superior egg type.
Debatable.
You can stuff it. It's an egg quesadilla. It could be an egg sandwich. It's the best thing.
Those who like it, I ain't mad at you.
We have
It's
so
never
many
been my
different
favorite
opposing
thing.
opinions of things.
Is it?
I know I'm supposed to be sticking to the script, but I just want to, just 1 second. Just 1 second, I'm only going to dedicate 2 minutes to it. I get 1 minute, you get 1 minute, okay? Do you guys think Will Smith is corny? Will Smith is not corny, okay? Because I saw like a thing on TikTok, and he was like, "Oh, does it make you cringe?" And I love Will Smith. I don't understand what it is, but I said, but personally, I'm not a LeBron fan because one time he threw a tantrum during a game between him and the Celtics, and I was like, "Boop." Absolutely not. And he feels like, oh, it's just like propaganda. And I just feel like it's the same thing. There's no reason to dislike Will Smith other than just what people are saying. Oh, I just don't like Will Smith, and everybody want to not like Will Smith. I love him. I think he's a great rapper. Is he the best rapper? No. Is he Drake? No. But I mean, what's wrong with Will Smith in comparison to all the things I could tell you are wrong with LeBron James? That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay, your go. Your go.
I think Will Smith is an accomplished human being, actor. He got more platinum records probably than I ever would dream of. I would just say that I think as I've gotten older, while as a kid, I thought Will Smith was one of the coolest people ever. I had the Wild Wild West album. You know what I'm saying? As a kid, that nigga was cool as hell. As an adult, that's debatable, and it's changed, and that's not the same opinion that I have as an adult. It's okay. It's okay. He doesn't embody necessarily swag or coolness as an adult
Fine.
man.
But
That's
isn't
fine.
LeBron James a crybaby?
I think that's debatable. I think I understand why people hold that opinion. I understand. I'm not going to fight nobody on it. LeBron, I didn't like LeBron for a long time until LeBron James put on a Lakers uniform. He
See, that's not even fair. It's only because you like him because you love the Lakers. That's Lakers loyalty.
No. What happens is until he put on Lakers uniform, I had every reason to hate him. He was interrupting Kobe's legacy. People were giving him way too much credit until he was on a team that I had no reason to hate on him for. I was a LeBron hater. Once he put on Lakers uniform, I had no reason to hate. And so I could just appreciate him for being a good player.
But see, I don't watch basketball. So this is why I try to tell him, like, I'm super unbiased. So when I say he's a crybaby, it's not because, oh, he's on a certain team or, oh, I don't give a flying two fuck shits about basketball. He threw a tantrum, and as a leader on that team, they went into overtime, and he didn't do what he was supposed to do. As Stephen A. Smith, I'm gonna tag you. I want you to know, Stephen A. Smith, if you see this is a heart because are you an Aquarius? I just feel like
he might be. That's funny.
I just feel like we
what
here.
If he's an Aquarius? I'd be tight. I'd be tight. He doesn't have the best opinions, but I understand why everybody thinks the way they think about him. I'm not here to have a LeBron debate. It's a lose-lose battle.
It is a lose-lose with me anyway.
And I'm a Kobe guy, so I'm not even here to. And whenever I get a chance, I'm gonna say shout out to Kobe. So
I know. Also, another sidebar. Do you know that Kobe died on my birthday? The day that man died, I woke up on my birthday and had to like set him aside. Like I had to really sit him down and go, okay, hey, wait, have you seen social media yet? And he was like, no. Like I was like,
I was
okay.
asleep. I was taking a nap to prepare for the night, and woke up to terrible news.
I said, okay. Let me tell you before, because this is what you're gonna see when you go on social media, and
not the way to wake up. Not a great way to wake up.
That's a real great thing. His favorite basketball player dying on my birthday. Wow. He could one day before, one day after. I know that sounds callous.
We're gonna say,
but it's my birthday, and now it's nobody's ever gonna know that. No one's ever gonna know that. It's always gonna be the day Kobe Bryant died. That's not fair.
I get it. I understand.
It's the espresso martinis talking. I'm sorry, Kobe. You shouldn't have lost your life like that. And I'm sorry for you and your daughter and your family. But also, fuck off. It's my birthday. Dang, whatever. Back to the actual interview, because I'm super terrible at staying on track.
Let's get it.
When did photography and videography become more than just like, oh, I'm interested in, but like real life hobbies that you want to hone? And you know what I'm saying? Again, like you said, music wasn't always the sole thing, but it was maybe the more important. When did these start to kind of emerge as almost as important things that started to chip away at the percentage of what was music to now giving space for all these other creative aspects that you wanted to pursue?
It's just like what we talked about earlier, kind of circling back. I've always had a passion for it as a kid. Like we used, as kids, we had the digital cameras and the instant cameras, and like it was always the cool thing when like my mom would let me be the one to take the picture. Like whenever I got to kind of, and I remember she got me my own little camera, and like that was my thing for a minute. It was kind of just really figuring out the art. Like I don't remember what show it was or movie I might have seen, but I remember like we talked about it. I think we spoke about it in the Maya interview, like the whole the red room shit, like taking things to that
the black room, the dark room,
and like having it, like that was such a cool scene in movies to me, and like I was just always somebody who was into things that I thought was cool. Basketball to me was cool. Cooking to me was cool. Music to me was cool. Photography to me was cool. Making movies to me was cool. So it was like I just liked things that I thought was fucking cool. And seeing those visions, it was like I just wanted to do anything I thought was fucking cool. And so to get the opportunity as an adult to kind of double back, and like now we have phones. Everybody has the opportunity to get really good quality, maybe picture. Obviously, invest in a solid camera. Like niggas got to invest in a camera, but you have the ability now to maybe just really get your vision off with a picture, like with something in your hand. Like you can get a really high quality picture. I've taken really high quality pictures, like album cover worthy. I've used them as album cover. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was like when
it was me.
It was taking them shots and seeing how we could create something really fire together. You know what I'm saying? When you have a really good muse and somebody who really can just embody beauty, you know what I'm saying, in front of you, the inspiration to just capture beauty. It's really what it is. Like I like the beauty of the world. I'm obsessed with how beautiful a fucking flower looks. So like, you know what I'm saying? You go to a certain scene, architecture. So it's like being able to capture the female body. So the ability to just capture that in some way. That's what it is. Whether cooking, all these things are just somehow capturing beauty and being able to offer it to somebody.
I agree. That's a good way to put it. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're capturing it in a moment at that, like a feeling, a purpose, an idea, whatever it is you're managing to encapsulate that in a moment, and then be able to share that with people and hopefully have them feel and see exactly what it is that you were trying to create in that moment. It's really good. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what I be trying to do. Also, with bartending. No, I had to stop and think for a second. So it was like, really? But like, no, when I do custom content, it is that I'm trying to encapsulate you and what it is that you want me to kind of push off to your guests or whatever. So yeah. Do you think that you're gonna shoot the visuals of your latest album, Depth of Flavor?
I have to. The only reason I haven't shot it so far is because I know what I envision. I don't want to sell it short. I know what I want to see. I know what these songs sound like and look like in my brain. Like whenever I listen to these joints, I see the video in my head. I'm always a visual person, so I don't want to
short it
at all. Like at all. I don't.
But don't you think sometimes perfectionism, if that's the word, is the thief of creativity, the thief of maybe or hand in hand of hesitation, because I would I have started this, you are one of the biggest people behind the camera, behind the scenes, who are like, hey, you you'll learn along the way. You're
Nah,
only gonna get better, So
1,000% do I believe that. 1,000% do I believe that. I'm an advocate for that. That's why I said that to you. I'm fully behind that. But I also believe that when you know what you need, what it's supposed to look like, then you know what it's supposed to look like. You know what I'm saying? I've shot a few things. I could half-ass it, and I don't want to. If I can find a way to get the vision off, maybe at cost, sure. But it gotta look the way it's supposed to look. Otherwise, I'm selling the idea short, and I can't sell the idea short. That I did that with the project. Technically, like the album wasn't perfect when I put it out, but it was. It's time to go. Like it was like I'm not gonna allow
now or never.
I'm not gonna allow hesitation of trying to get it perfect to hold me up. So let's just put it out. Let's just run with it. But it haunts me a little bit. Because like those little imperfections, kind of like every time I hear them, I'm like, damn.
I'm gonna say, I don't know what he's talking about. As somebody who avidly says, I don't know hip hop the way that someone who listens to rap and listens to hip hop knows hip hop. I'm not the biggest rap fan. I'm not the biggest hip hop fan, for no other reason than I don't live the life that often they're talking about, so I don't understand and maybe can connect with the music so much. And also, a lot of them rap really fast, and I just cannot get it. I'm sorry, I cannot. I loved that album. It has nothing to do with the fact that I know him. It has nothing to do with the fact that I was there while he was writing it and I know what it means to him. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with and he talks to me as if like, hey, okay, you're that average consumer that I'm trying to bring over to my side because you don't listen to hip hop that way. I listened to that album, so I'm so picky what I put on my playlist. There's a few songs on there that's on my playlist. It's an amazing. Don't let him down. It is an amazing album. One of my favorite songs actually is Creme Brulee, which is, cash rules everything around me. Oh, I'm gonna try to do a cue. Ha! Oh no, on camera, this would be a cue, right? This, or should I go this way? Cue. I'm doing two different songs, so one of these is gonna be a cue. Queens get the money. That's all I'm saying. It's a phenomenal album that combines his love for food, cooking, again, the beauty of all of it with his talent of wordplay, which is quite frankly the best I've ever heard in my life. How did you decide to put those together? And how did you start with the names? Because the names are very iconic. Because when you look at the album, I'm going to put the album backlist where you see the songs here. They're put into what is it? Appetizers, entrees, and then dessert. It's like down to the minute detail. It's a phenomenal album. How did you decide to do that?
I think I let life inspire me. You know what I'm saying? I was fully going out all the time. All niggas was doing was going out to restaurants and experiencing fine dining, and that was what was influencing me. That was what was feeding me. That was what was making me feel fulfilled to some extent in life. It was just all these new experiences, going all these places in and outside of New York, just letting fine dining and because it's such a broad culture. It brings you like it's not just going out to go places. It's the what's behind French dining, what's behind Italian dining,
Yeah.
the whole culture that exists behind these things that I found fascination with. So I'm not just going to these places and that being the end of it. I'm going online and like researching what makes this shit cool and kind of, because I'm still a chef at the end of the day, I'm trying to go find out why these cuisines are these cuisines and what makes this. And so there was finding the beauty in between the actual experience and being able to attach it to history, and then we just felt good. I just felt good going. It just feels good going to Roof. It just felt good going to some places that we went and just having a
Fleming's out in Jersey. Damn, where
we
did
had
we
a
go
great
in
experience
Georgia?
at the Smith.
Yeah, but no,
you know what I mean.
That place in Georgia where we got the Wagyu for the first time.
Yeah.
The A5 Japanese
Yeah.
Wagyu, where that shit was $40 per ounce. $160. I don't regret it, but it's $160. God damn it. But whoa.
After Wagyu, what the fuck is beef?
What
like
the? After,
you niggas.
Stop. Stop. Wait. Whoa. Because I'm gonna ask, what's your favorite track for the thing? Because you know, I don't know what song. I think it's Creme Brulee. Like I said, I guess Creme Brulee, where there's so many. For weeks I listened to the album and listened to songs, and every day I think, or every other time I listen to this song, would I hit him up and be like, "Yo, I just realized you said this. Control her body." My favorite line, he goes, "Control her body like Carnage." We had just seen the fucking Carnage, the Venom movie, and he control. No, because if you saw the movie, that's what I be talking about. Geeking. I'm telling you, I used to be texting him like, "Bro, you really fucking phenomenal." Okay, what's your favorite track? And then what's the favorite bar from it?
Nah, it would be Creme Brulee. Honestly, one is probably it's Creme Brulee and Flavors Deep. Those are the two drinks. Creme Brulee just is a vibe. I think you put that on, it's just a vibe. He Outlaw made an amazing beat, and I just wanted to vibe to that bitch. And
I love that fucking song.
It's just a vibe. You know what I'm saying? And then Flavor is Deep is kind of like, it was just hot. I don't think it's necessarily the greatest rap joint I ever wrote, but it's my favorite song because it just, again, it's a vibe. It just feels good. I put those songs on it. I just feel good. I know what I was feeling like when I wrote the joints. I know what they embody. Like, after Wagyu, what the fuck is beef is a real moment. It's like, after you've had this, after you eat, why am I arguing with you? Why am I wasting my time?
Like, you down here and I'm up here.
This is the type of life I'm trying to live.
What am I even talking to you dusties for?
It didn't make any sense anymore. It's like life goals. When you start to experience certain things in life, your life goals change. What you want to be in life changes, and it's like,
yeah. You call me bougie if you want, baby. That used to be a thing where, when you were like not poor or whatever, but like, not well off or whatever, if you want to be, oh, you bougie, oh, you, God forbid, I want something better in my life.
I desire to be. Call me whatever you want.
Okay. What he said, he was just at Champagne and Poetry, and he said, "E.T. Daki Master for devour a piece." And
Wagyu for two. Now,
and honestly, Wagyu for two. They were just like, it was quiet. He was like, "I ain't get that," because no, they ain't get it. That's a Daki Master for. Nah, I love that album. I could spend a whole interview just talking about that fucking album. Like, it's unreal. It's so good.
We were just talking about that at some point.
Ooh, Dom, what time is it? 106.
Yeah,
ready? Yeah. All right. We didn't even get nearly halfway through this interview. So we're going to have to come back and run it back, do a part 2. Maybe episode 24? That's a good number for you, right? Perfect. I know what I'm doing. But we are going to get that interview in. We are going to get that trivia in. You don't escape trivia.
I only came for trivia.
Damn, nigga. Fuck me, huh?
Okay, that sounded bad. I meant it with all love. I see what y'all be feeling at the trivia portion. Few drinks in now, brain everywhere else but on fucking life and history and stuff. I understand why you guys failed, but I'm not gonna fail.
T. All right, sir, Donnie, sir.
All right.
Rock and pop, TV and film, fun and games, people and places, science and nature, past and present.
Can we do let's just pick a card from each. Let's just go through it. Let's just go.
It's a
random sachet of things. Sachet Shantae.
Okay. Nah, this how you no tea, no shade. This how you know he a girl's girl. That nigga just said, what you say it again. You said a girl's girl.
I said I'm a girl's girl. Now I can't say anything.
Nah, he said it, and it's okay. He's a girl's girl for me, and that's the best type of guy, honestly.
I'm a man, a girl's man, a man's girl.
Maybe, whatever, however he wants to call it, but
put something else on.
All right, ready?
Let's go.
Everybody sees I'm not playing favorites, although technically I shouldn't have let you pick multiple. So there's a little favorites here.
All right, yo.
It's too late. I already picked the cards.
Okay.
I'm not doing it again. Time starts. After the first question is read, you pass if you don't know the answer.
Okay.
Who was the lead singer of the Grammy-winning pop band Culture Club?
I have no idea. Skip.
Which 1997 hit song became the subject of a series of lawsuits between Mattel and MCA Records?
Barbie Girl.
Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Kurt Cobain, and Amy Winehouse, amongst others, all famously died at what age?
27.
Oh shit! Wow. And which year was the first Star Wars film released?
69.
No.
71.
No.
72.
No.
75.
Nope.
I don't know. Skip.
Who was featured on the US dollar coin or golden dollar in 2000?
Sacagawea.
What was founded by Mark Zuckerberg in 2004?
It's Facebook.
Which mountain range includes Mount Everest?
Himalayas.
Oh shit! August Rodin's sculpture, The Thinker, was based on an epic poem by which Italian poet?
Routine.
No.
Skip.
Go Your Own Way was a hit song released in 1976 by which rock band?
1976. I wasn't born. Journey.
No. And I'll give you one bonus. In the music industry, what are the AMAs?
American Music Awards.
Shit, you did pretty damn good.
I told you I'm not playing with y'all. Trivia is my bag.
I swear, if y'all watch any other episodes, none of these questions were
those are
asked.
all fresh questions.
So yeah, it's not like he knew. That's pretty damn good. All right. Let them know where they can find you.
Donnie Be Busy. Flavor is Deep. All platforms, everywhere. Depth of flavor. We have the flavors. I'm only going to tell you great places to eat, and then I'm going to show you how to make the dishes. Talk to me, bro. Donnie Be Busy on platform.
Yeah, he does food reviews, so we're gonna make sure you put that in there. Yeah.
Few reviews and recipes. Donnie PreOccupied on all the places you listen to music, because the album's great and there's more great music to come. And yeah, thank you. Spirit Curator.
Of course. Stay tuned for part 2, episode 24. So you already know.
Locked in.
It's only because he got to go to class and he can't be late.
Yeah.
Even though he might be late already.
Gotta get back to these chef shit.
All right. Have a good day in class.
Thank you.